Oh, what a landing. Once again, live on tape from a secret, undisclosed location deep in the heart of historic downtown St. John's, Newfoundland, comes In the Library of Graphic Literature with your host, Wallace Ryan. Where is he? Oh, here he is. Thank you very much. Oh, let's have a sip of tea and a spin of the old rack there. Oh, sometimes I don't. Okay, let's give it. Ain't that nice? Anyway, sip of tea, spin of the rack. So last week, actually I'll put this over here, get it out of the way. Last week I did my, the comics were late, so I did a special on Gene the Dean Colon, and everyone seemed to like it. Way to go, folks. But the comics, of course, arrived yesterday at here in St. John's, and but I had a busy night last night, so I figured I'd wait until today to do the show. Now, oh my God, what's... Oh, hang on a second. Lighting. This is all homemade lighting, so sometimes I don't know what it is with my drawing table light, but it always seems to drop sometimes as I'm talking. So let's have a look at the books. Look at the books. Look at the books. So anyway, got a nice stack there this week. Next week, I don't even know if I got any books coming in next week. But next week, of course, is the release of the first issue of Nobody's in Control, #1 from Black Mask, which I lettered, and which my good friend Paul Tucker did the art. And also the, as announced locally here, the it's sold out actually, and it's gone to a second printing. And our good friend Judd Haynes, another local artist here in St. John's, did the cover, and what a cover he did. Fabulous. Anyway, let's get down and have a look at the books that did come in this week. First of all, from the fine folks at Yoe Books comes Jungle Girls. So this is a look at the typical, old-fashioned girl of the jungle, from Sheena to Judy the Jungle Cave Girl, etc., etc. So of course, as I've said before, and I'll say it again, Craig is without doubt the height of the comic book curators that I know of, and he's done some amazing collections. And this one, of course, Phantom is in this one. This one, of course, is no exception. And of course, I always like these little touches that Craig does. I like that, but I also like the end papers with the tiger patterns. So cool. But yeah, I love the fact he brings back to life, you know, some older comics that have, you know, possibly been out of reach of the average person for a long time, and brings them back to life for us out here in the world. Now let's have a quick look at some of this. Now of course he has some great introductions. Here's some cool covers. There's of course Sheena. Pretty cool, hey? Love Sheena. Pretty cool artwork. There's even a Frazetta one book in here too. Ooh, look. And that is Malou, the Slave Girl. So yeah, they're I love looking at these. Rula, another one of the classic Jungle Girls. Oh, and who's this here? Camilla. Good old Camilla. Ooh, Jungle Vengeance. So yeah, I love these. I love some of these really old Jungle Comics' Princess Panther from the old days. Some really cool stuff. But yeah, like I say, every one of his books is a nice little trot down memory lane, and of course, Jungle Girls is no different. So, one down, another little pile to go. Okay, let me haul up my, where's my knife? Oh, there we go. Sagas of the seas, ships, plunders, and piracy. Dun 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 dun. How's that for you, hey? Looks pretty cool. I love, of course, as anyone who's watched this show before knows, I'm a huge fan of the EC books. They're a particularly important part of comic book history and development, especially from the censorship point of view. This one I do believe was one of the latter ones here. Let's see, the complete series. Excellent. So we have artists like Gray Mingles, Bernie Creakston, George Evans, Reed Crandall, more Reed Crandall. Oh, even a Wally Wood and Al Williamson, a Jack Davis. Yeah, okay, looks like some really cool stuff here. But yeah, the complete run. This is issues 1 through 7. Check it out. Now, of course, I'll take off the dust jacket here just to keep it in utterly good shape, and give you folks a little preview of what you can expect in this book here. Love the stories. They're so classic. They're so 50s, really, in a lot of ways. But yeah, the art in them, spectacular. I mean, people like Creakston and Wally Wood, who were really years ahead of their time, and Jack Davis, who of course we all know from, oh, there's cool Creakston, we'll all know from his days at Mad and his TV Guide covers. So these are, and Reed Crandall, one of the finer artists to grace a comic book page. But yeah, so this has it's a nice sampling of all of them, really. The Keg, check this one out here, George Evans. Yeah, I like George Evans, one of the more underrated. I mean, oh, and dig this cover, love this cover. Hey folks, come on, you know she loves it. Anyway, definitely one worth checking out. I'll give that a quick read there tonight, if I can. Now, let's wrap this baby up and on to, oh yes, this is one of the Disney Masters. As you know, I have a weakness for these Disney comics. This is Uncle Scrooge, King of the Golden River. Boom, 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 boom. How dramatic, eh? Anyway, I've never read any of this before. This is the Carpi stuff, so I've never read any of this, but I'm kind of excited and looking forward to having a look at it. It's a very different style. It's similar in some ways as to Rosa and Barks, but just not quite as detailed and intense, I think. But still, looks pretty cool. We even got a bit of Mickey Mouse thrown in there for good measure. But yeah, I've been loving these Disney Masters just because they're bringing to us duck folk and Disney folk here in North America a lot of comics that otherwise we might not have. Now, oh, let's move into the Marvel category here now. Let me have a sip of tea first, though. A little bit of Earl Grey tea. Now, here we have, well, they call this Captain Marvel, Ms. Marvel, A Hero is Born. Is that dramatic enough for you? Good old Carol Danvers. I preferred her as Miss Marvel. I don't know, she was so hip and cool back then, I thought. And I mean, I know in some ways they probably, around that time, they were doing female versions of every hero they could imagine, just to get their hands on the naming rights of it, really. Now this Miss Marvel, yeah, I was a big fan of Captain Marvel, the original. This one has art from people like Jim Mooney, who, you know, he's serviceable enough. I always had a bit of a love-hate thing with Jim Mooney. His art was kind of plain, but in some ways it was still kind of cool. And I loved his work with Gerber on Omega the Unknown. John Buscema, of course. There's a John Byrne in here. Two issues from Marvel Team Up. George Tuska. Dave Cockrum, one of my favorite. Ooh, Howard Chaykin. Frank Miller. George Perez. Mike Golden. Yeah, so nice round of different people. Love that classic cover there too. I actually did let me pull this off slightly. I actually did collect these back when they were coming out because, well, being a Marvel fan, of course, anything related to Marvel I wanted. Here's the opening thing, and I like Buscema. Buscema had this roughness to him, this not roughness, this action to him. Oh, and here's the Jim Mooney. Mooney was, I mean, he did a lot. He did some Spider-Man. He's best known probably for his work on Supergirl. So early work on that. So anyway, there we go. Keith Pollard on this one. Love the Dave Cockrum covers on all of these. Deathbird, I think she came back later. Spider-Man, and oh yeah, this is the, of course, the John Byrne. I had this one, of course, because I was buying all the Marvel team-ups at the time. Bit of a Marvel team-up fan. Oh, and Sal Buscema, of course. Why not? Oh, and Carmine Infantino and Steve Loyola, one of the finest inkers out there. There was an issue that later on when they changed the costume that Dave Cockrum did that was absolutely fabulous. Oh, come on. Move along there, people. Oh, and here you go. Jim Mooney, Ricardo Villamonte. And like I say, oh, and here we go. Here's the, this looks more like Carmine Infantino, isn't it? No. Dave Cockrum, yeah, with Wyzek. There we go. So yeah, his, love that new costume he designed. There's one thing I gotta say, Dave Cockrum designed the coolest costumes. Now this, of course, this looks like Howard Chaykin. Ooh. Okay. Anyway. So yeah, for you Ms. Marvel fans or Carol Danvers fans, check this out. I do believe this even has the classic, oh, yeah, here, the first appearance of Rogue, I guess. This was it. So yeah, anyway, great art by Mike Golden, one of my favorite artists. Where are you, Mike? Where are you out there? Okay, now let's wind this up with a couple more. Oh, it's gonna be brutally cold out here tomorrow, by the way. Brutally cold, brutal. But hey, we'll be inside, out of the reach. Now, from Marvel again, we have Luke Cage, Power Man, Volume 3. This has work by Wolfman, Don McGregor, Chris Claremont, Lee Elias, and Frank Robbins. Robin's, you know, not bad. Oh, Mary Severin too. Bob Brown, George Tuscan, Ron Wilson. Robin's had a really weird style to him, but in some ways, I still kind of liked it. I think his earlier work was a lot better, but even his later work had sort of a charm to it here. And this is his work here. So, yeah, he's kind of a... You can see the Kniff influence on him, of course. Oh, here we go, and this is Elias, I think, yeah. I liked Lee Elias's stuff on this. Another good artist. Oh, and here we go. Who is this here now? This is Bob Brown, who was sort of a journeyman replacement artist all around the place during the 70s at Marvel anyways. And so yeah, who is this here? This is some more Lee Elias and Tom Palmer. Anyway, for you Luke Cage fans, give it a shot. Ooh, look at this. This artwork kind of looks like I was going to say it looks almost like a kill had done it. But no, it's pure Lee Elias. Elias. How do you pronounce it? Who knows? Well, I'm sure someone out there will correct me. Anyway. Now, let's see here. Now, last but not least, a couple of little beauties here from PS Artbooks, pre-code classics from Ace Comics. The Hand of Fate. This has Chickstone, Ace Baker, a lot of creators who may not be that familiar with the North American modern comic book readers may not be familiar with, but some of us older folks would be. It's just something to, like I say, very quaint about these 50s styles horror comics. I know I really like them. A lot of times I like the ads in them too, but I love the names too. The Hand of Fate, and I like I say that in these too they keep in a rock garden for you people who like your rock music. But yeah, I love the. It just gives this feel that, oh, what's this? Ooh, lose weight, reduce, spot reducer. God only knows what this thing is, right? But yeah, I like to look at these ads and all that. It's kind of neat. It's like they just ripped out the comics and jammed them in between a set of hardcover books for our viewing enjoyment. And view them and enjoy them I do. Okay. Last, and without doubt, not the least, comes Tales of the Mysterious Traveler. Okay, this one, Mysterious Traveler, of course, is best known as for the Steve Ditko work involved in it, but there are a few other people, according to the back of this. Maurice Whitman, Bill Monlo, Rocco Mastroserio. He did a lot of stuff with DC. Paul Ryman, who did some early Marvel stuff. Charles Nicholas, Dick Gordana, of course, best known for his work with Carlton as an editor and then as a inker with DC years later. And Carl Burgos, who was the creator of the Human Torch. Boy, my brain is working today. Anyway, Tales of the Mysterious Traveler starts, of course, with a Ditko tale here for your viewing enjoyment. Now, I've been picking these up, even though I did get the Fantagraphics series there a few years ago, the Steve Ditko archives. Figured I'd get these just to complete the whole set there. Oh, build your own cannon. I wonder what the NRA thought about that. So yeah, like I say, cool. Ooh, ooh. And prizes given. Dun, dun. And here's a. So yeah, the art actually in this one. I mean, you're getting into the 50s, getting closer to the 60s, I do believe, with this one. 58, yeah. Getting closer to the 60s, so you know you're seeing a slightly better quality of artist as opposed to, especially the early days of the golden age. love these ads. So yeah, very, very cool. For any of you Ditko fans, this is a must-have. Look at this. Love these moody covers. Moody, moody, moody. And I do believe this issue is mostly, I think it's mostly Ditko, as far as I remember. But, and I mean, that's more than enough reason to buy any book, I think. Ditko, like I say, he had this hidden tension. Ooh, hoo, hoo. Hold on. Jet rocket spaceship. Ditko had a tension. I mean, there was just something in every one of his figures. It was like, even in a crowd scene, it was like everyone in the crowd scene was on their way home after having a bad day, right? So there was something, you know, Ditko. What more do I need to say? Ditko, Ditko, Ditko. 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 Anyway, so I will also be doing a special episode, hopefully by the weekend, excuse me. I'm going to interview my creative partner and good buddy, Paul Tarker, artist of Nobody Is in Control, and he also did a book called Tet a couple of years ago for IDW. Search that out. He's one of the up-and-coming young talents of today, and he's someone who should be watched. Does amazing work, and I'm actually inking something for him now. But of course, the way things is in this industry, I can't talk about it until it's done, or until it's announced anyway. But you know, you folks here will be some of the first to know. That being said, everyone have an excellent day, and I'll see you sometime this weekend. Oh my God, look. That must be the 5th biggest spoon tube I've ever seen. Oh my God, it's sucking me in. Bye. Love y'all. Bye. Whoosh.